Hi, my name is Dhruv and I'm the founder and chief mentor of Academic. These classes are actually recordings of the live classes that we have with the students who are enrolled with Academic for the premium one-to-one coaching program. If you want to take advantage of these videos, then you will need to sync it up with your own pace. Take pauses whenever a question is given and try to solve it before you see the solution. Plan your timetable by yourself so that you are in sync with the chronology of the videos. Because they are unedited versions of our live classes, the pace will be different for different students because depending on the learning capability of every student, we generally customize both the pace as well as the content. If you want to enroll with us for the live one-to-one GMAT classes, please get in touch with the contact details given in the subsequent slides. Happy learning. All the best.
We are going to start with properties of numbers today. This is our syllabus.
Okay.
Okay. We will be talking about different types of numbers. Positive numbers, negative numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and so on. Okay. Different types of mathematical operators, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. What do they mean? And trust me, most of them you don't know. Okay. Factors, multiples, okay, least common multiple, greatest common divisor, also known as HCF, okay, prime numbers, composite numbers, prime factorization, how to find out remainders and remainder theorem, fractions and decimals, and symbols and functions. Okay, this is what we are going to do. Generally, it takes approximately 1.5 to 2 hours. We shall see where we end up. Okay. All right. Quickly touching upon some theory. There is a number line. Okay. Anything that can be represented on this number line is a real number. Okay. Anything that can be represented. So therefore, if I pop my pen here and it lands up here, it is a real number. Okay. So 1.5.
Right.
Is a real number.
Yes.
Okay. Somewhere here 2.3 real number, minus 1.75 real number. Okay, anything that can be represented on the number line is a real number. Okay, so first question to you, is root 2 a real number?
Yes, it's a real number.
How do I represent it on the number line?
Root 2 cannot, just the answer, okay, yeah, so it's not a real number. Yeah.
No, it is. It is. The question is, how do you represent it on the number line?
The answer of root.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 1 is represented on the person, that's why.
Okay.
Answer.
Let me put it this way. Root 2, we obviously cannot, calculate with a scale and etc.
Correct.
Okay, it is difficult, but thanks to different types of maths knowledge that we have, the simplest thing that we can do is we can draw a right angle of length 1 here.
Okay.
This length is already 1. You can take a geometrical compass, measure out this length. Okay, you take a compass, measure out this length, then flip the compass one head here and draw a cut here. This length will be root 2. Because this is 1, this is 1. So by Pythagoras, this is 1 square plus 1 square.
Yes.
So this is root 2.
Okay.
Okay. So root 2 is very much a real number. Okay, root 2 is very much a real number. So let's also understand what is not a real number, which we don't have to consider in GMAT.
In GMAT.
Okay. Square root of negative numbers.
Okay.
Also known as imaginary numbers. Are not real numbers. we don't have to worry about them in GMAT. GMAT syllabus is real numbers.
Okay.
Okay. So we will not spend time on I at all. Okay. Only real numbers, good enough.
Okay.
Okay. There are different types. We'll keep on talking about them. But yeah, let me start with the number line saying that the world is divided into two parts, 0 being the midpoint. Okay. Anything without any decimal part post the decimal point are all integers. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are positive integers. -1, -2, -3, -4 are negative integers. 0 is an integer, neither positive nor negative. Alright. Remember 1.5 is not an integer.
Okay.
Or -0.3 is not an integer. They are negative real numbers, alright, but they are not integers.
Okay.
Why and how? Let's not go into that.
Okay.
Okay, there are some stories behind it, but we don't have to worry about it.
Got it.
Okay. Also, all the non-negative integers are also known as whole numbers. So whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, ... Okay. All positive integers are known as natural numbers.
Okay.
Alright. So when I say whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I say natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I say integers, can be positive, can be negative, can be 0. Okay. The other numbers, 1.5, 2.5 and etc. I'll come back to them in a short while. Okay. We'll also divide them in some parts. Okay. So we already know wholes and naturals. Whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. What do I mean by addition? Addition is
Sum of both.
sum. Okay. So if you have got 3 chocolates, somebody else gives you 5 chocolates, together you have got 8 chocolates. Okay. This is the symbol we already know. Okay.
Yes.
Remember, this symbol has no literal meaning. The standard meaning is addition.
Yes.
See, if someday I change the meaning of this symbol, don't be surprised.
Okay.
There are questions in GMAT which will say that if this means subtraction, this means addition, this means division, then what will you do?
Okay.
Okay, so symbols are symbols. Their meanings keep on changing.
Okay.
Alright. Multiplication is nothing but repeated additions.
Okay.
So therefore, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 2 into 4. Okay, so a number being added repeatedly with itself n number of times is basically multiplication.
Okay.
Okay, and therefore, as we already know, 3 plus 3 plus 3 added is 3 into n. Okay, which will mean that 3 into 3 into 3 is 3 multiplied n times. So 3 to the power n. Clear now?
Yes.
No problems there? Okay. What do I mean by division?
Dividing like
Distribution. Yeah.
yeah.
So if you have got 10 apples, okay, if you have to divide it among 5 people, equally or exactly, then 2 each.
2 each, yes.
Okay. However, if you have to divide 11 apples among 5 people,
Still we can equally like 11 by 5 we can do it and then the answer.
so apples you please don't do it like that. Okay. If it was a measurable quantity, you divide, but if it is a countable quantity, you say that you give 2 to each and 1 is a remainder.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to differentiate between measurable quantity and countable quantity.
Okay, got it.
Alright, no problems.
Yes.
What are factors of a number? If I say 8, what are factors of a number?
2, 4, 8 itself.
So one common mistake that people do is they forget 1.
Okay, 1, yeah.
Okay,
1, 4 and 8.
1, 2, 4, 8. Factors of a number are those numbers which can divide 8 exactly
Correct.
without leaving any remainders.
That's okay.
Okay, and never ever forget 1.
1, yes. 1 will be in each of the factors.
Yeah. You can never ever forget 1. Data sufficiency plays with exactly that emotion that most of the people tend to forget 1 as a factor.
Okay.
Okay, so never ever forget 1. Factors में 1 है. अगर आपको prime factors बोलते हैं तो 1 नहीं है. Because prime factors are those factors which are prime numbers.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that. I'll just come back, but we'll talk about that. But please don't forget that 1 is a factor to everybody.
Good.
Okay. What are multiples of 8?
2 and 4.
No.
And then again, multiples.
Multiples of 8 are those numbers which are divisible by 8. तो जो 8 के टेबल में आता है 8, 16, 32 and so on.
Okay.
ठीक है. So factors of 8 are those numbers which divide 8. Okay, these are factors. ठीक है. Multiples of 8 are those numbers which are divisible by 8.
Okay.
Okay, so just to understand whether you have understood the story or not. Let's say we are talking about 32.
Okay.
Can you tell me the factors of 32?
1, 2, 4, 8, 32, 16, 32.
Perfect. Can you tell me multiples of 32?
32, 64 and so on.
And so on से काम नहीं चलेगा, but ठीक है, आज के लिए ठीक.
Okay. Yeah.
34, 62, 96, 128 and so on. ठीक है? So these are multiples of 32. Clear?
Yes.
ये basic definition clear हो गया?
Yes.
ठीक है? Okay. Now coming to fractions. Okay? So as we had discussed on the number line, okay, सब कुछ इंतजार नहीं होता है, बीच वैल्यूज भी होते हैं. ठीक है. जैसे यहाँ पे 1.5 या 1.3, okay, 2.7, something like that. Okay, these are known as fractions. Okay, so the fractions most of the time, okay, or the values most of the time can be expressed in the form of P by Q. Most of the time. Why we are saying that, I'll just come back. Okay.
Sorry, so you can express it
in the form of P by Q.
P by Q. Okay, got it.
But most of the time, again, I'll explain you why I say most of the time, not always.
Okay.
Okay. Let's first of all talk about the numbers which can be written in the form of a numerator by denominator. Okay. So let's say I say 1 by 2. Something like 3 by 4, 7 by 16, and so on. Okay. The numbers where the numerator is smaller than the denominator are known as proper fractions.
Okay.
So proper fractions are those fractions which lie between 0 and 1.
Okay.
Okay. So where the numerator is smaller than the denominator.
Okay.
Okay. So obviously they are all smaller than 1. Okay. Numbers where it is reversed, that is numerator is bigger, the denominator is smaller, something like 7 by 3. Okay. Or 14 by let's say 3. Okay. 279 by 126. Okay. These are known as improper fractions. Okay, these terms you will get it in the books, which is why we should not get surprised.
Okay.
Okay, and there is something called mixed fraction. Okay, mixed fraction looks like some part being integer and some part being fraction. So let's say something like 1/2.
Okay.
Okay, now 1/2 is nothing but basically 1 plus 2/3. So don't get confused there. 1/2 is not 1 into 2/3. It is 1 plus 2/3. Okay, so how do I make it an improper fraction? Take an LCM of 3.
5/3.
I make it 3
Yes, 2.
plus 2. So 5/3. Which is what you used to do. You used to do 3 into 1 plus 2.
Yeah, that was correct.
That is 5/3. So that basic reason is this. Okay. Now, one of the biggest things that GMAT will force you to do is to arrange fractions in ascending order or descending order. Okay. So let's start with some tough ones and then we will talk about some easy ones. Okay. Tell me which one is bigger, 17/19 or 19/21. Remember, no calculator. Quant section में calculator नहीं.
Okay. 17/19 will be greater?
No.
No? Okay. So you have to divide only and then you have to find this, or how do you do it? By seeing it?
Okay. So first thing first is such type of questions will come in the exam. Okay. And therefore, you will need to understand some basic rules of comparison of fractions.
Okay.
To understand how does it work. Okay. Now, first of the few rules are very easy. Okay. So the thing is, obviously, if it is 2/3, right, and you multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number, then the number remains same. For example, if both gets multiplied by 2, it becomes 4/6, which is equivalent.
Correct.
Okay. Or if I multiply both the numbers, sometimes they do that, multiply both the numbers with 1.5.
Okay.
So it will look like 3/4.5. Don't get misspelled out. They are basically the same.
Okay.
Okay. And therefore, what it also means is, if it is 2/3, and if the denominator remains same, but the numerator is smaller, then this number is obviously smaller.
Yes.
Okay. Commonsensical.
Yes.
Nothing great about it. So, for example, if I say 17/19 and 18/19, then we can very clearly say this one is smaller, this one is larger. Okay. Similarly, if the numerator is same and the denominator is bigger, then the number becomes smaller. So therefore, if I am talking about 17/19 and 17/21, then this is bigger, this is smaller.
Yes.
Commonsensical. This is easy. Okay. Problem comes when they are not that easy. Okay. Now, therefore, what you need to understand is, and again, not a very complex thing to understand, but just be with me. Okay. And then we will make some rules. What you need to understand is, let's say we are talking about 2/3. Okay. The number remains to be equal. Let's say we're talking about 4/6. Okay. If the increase in the numerator and denominator is in the same as the original ratio.
Correct ratio.
Okay. तो अगर आप इसमें 4 इंक्रीज करते हो और इसमें 6 इंक्रीज करते हो तो नंबर सेम रहता है. देखो.
नहीं.
Is it clear? So for a fraction, if you are talking about 12 by 17, okay, if I increase 12 out here, I should increase 17 upon here to keep the number same.
Correct. Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes.
So if by chance instead of ऊपर increasing 12, I increase 13. नीचे मैंने 17 इंक्रीज किया, लेकिन ऊपर 12 की जगह मैंने 13 इंक्रीज किया. ठीक है. तो ये बन गया आपका 25 by 34. तो क्या होगा? नंबर इंक्रीज होगा कि डिक्रीज होगा?
मतलब कंपैरिजन के लिए कुछ और भी चाहिएगा?
नहीं, मैं इसका और इसका बात कर.
हाँ, कम होगा.
ऐसे कम होगा. न्यूमरेटर बड़ा हो गया है यार.
न्यूमरेटर बड़ा हो गया. हाँ, न्यूमरेटर बड़ा हो गया, डिनोमिनेटर सेम है. हाँ, तो इट विल इंक्रीज. करेक्ट.
आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. देखो, नीचे अगर 17 इंक्रीज होता है, नंबर को सेम रखने के लिए मुझे 12 इंक्रीज करना था.
हाँ, करेक्ट.
नंबर 13 इंक्रीज हो गया. तो वैल्यू तो ज्यादा हो गया.
यस.
सो इट विल बिकम बिगर. सिमिलरली अगर मैं 12 by 17 लेता हूँ और नीचे में इंक्रीज करता हूँ 17, लेकिन ऊपर इंक्रीज करता हूँ ओनली 10,
कम हो जाएगा.
तो बेसिकली नंबर छोटा हो जाएगा. Am I clear?
Yes.
This is understood?
Yes.
नंबर को इक्वल रखने के लिए जो न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर का इंक्रीज है, दोनों ओरिजिनल नंबर के प्रोपोर्शनल होनी चाहिए. क्लियर?
Yes.
ओके. तो लेट मी टेक यू बैक. 12 by 17 है. ठीक है. अगर मैं नीचे 2 इंक्रीज करता तो नंबर को सेम रखने के लिए मुझे ऊपर कितना इंक्रीज करना चाहिए?
नीचे 19 क्या हो गया? ओके.
सिंपल यूनिटरी मेथड लगाइए. अगर नीचे 17 इंक्रीज होता है तो ऊपर इंक्रीज होना चाहिए 12 टू कीप द नंबर सेम. तो नीचे अगर 1 इंक्रीज होता है, ऊपर इंक्रीज होना चाहिए 12 by 17. तो नीचे अगर 2 इंक्रीज होता है तो ऊपर इंक्रीज होना चाहिए 12 by 17 into 2. इज इट क्लियर? तो नीचे ऊपर इंक्रीज होना चाहिए था 12 by 17 into 2. अगर ऐसा इंक्रीज होता तो नंबर सेम रहता. Right? Now can you see that this is actually slightly more than 2?
Slightly more than
Rather, slightly less than 2?
Slightly less than 2, yes.
Slightly less than 2?
Yes.
तो अगर मैं 12 by 17 into 2 ना इंक्रीज करके पूरा 2 इंक्रीज कर देता हूँ, तो नंबर को क्या होगा?
नंबर बढ़ जाएगा.
बराबर. होप दिस इज क्लियर. मुझे 12 by 17 into 2 करना, इंक्रीज करना था. और मैंने पूरा 2 इंक्रीज कर दिया, तो न्यूमरेटर ज्यादा ग्रो कर गया. देन व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड?
तो टोटल नंबर विल इंक्रीज. तो
आई होप दिस इज क्लियर.
यस.
अंडरस्टूड? ओके. एंड दिस विल हैपन फॉर ऑल प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शंस. देखो, क्योंकि अगर मेरा न्यूमरेटर छोटा है और डिनोमिनेटर बिगर है, यहाँ पे मैं अगर 3 इंक्रीज करता हूँ, यहाँ पे मुझे 3 से कम ही इंक्रीज करना है.
करेक्ट.
लेकिन अगर मैं यहाँ पे 3 इंक्रीज कर देता हूँ,
न्यूमरेटर इंक्रीज, मतलब द आंसर विल इंक्रीज.
आई होप आई एम क्लियर. ठीक है. सो लेट्स नाउ कम बैक टू दैट ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन. 17 by 19, 19 by 21. ऊपर यहाँ पे 2 इंक्रीज कर रहा हूँ, ऊपर 2 से कम इंक्रीज करना चाहिए,
Yes.
लेकिन मैंने 2 इंक्रीज कर दिया,
हाँ.
दिस नंबर विल बिकम ग्रेटर.
Greater. Correct.
So as a rule per se, ठीक है, you can say that if it is a proper fraction, that means a by b lies between 0 and 1. Adding the same quantity in both numerator and denominator increases the number.
Yes.
K being obviously greater than 0. K being a positive quantity. Okay. If it is a proper fraction,
Yes.
increasing the same quantity in both numerator and denominator increases the number. Automatically, आप इसको आप common sensical खेल लीजिए. It reduce the number.
K being the
K being greater than 0. Yeah. Is it clear? So,
yes.
one rule of the game is, if it is a proper fraction, if we increase the same quantity in both numerator and denominator, number will increase. Okay? If we reduce the same quantity in both numerator and denominator, number will decrease. Clear? So,
Yes.
so इसका उल्टा rule in proper fraction के लिए हो जाएगा. If a by b is greater than 1, let's say we are talking about 19 by 70. तो आप इसमें अगर मैं 2 इंक्रीज करता हूँ, यहाँ तो मुझे 2 से ज्यादा इंक्रीज करना चाहिए था.
करेक्ट.
लेकिन अगर मैं सिर्फ 2 ही इंक्रीज करता हूँ,
कम हो जाएगा.
न्यूमरेटर छोटा रह गया, डिनोमिनेटर ज्यादा इंक्रीज हो गया, and therefore the number will fall. Yeah. So therefore, very clearly, if a by b is greater than 1, then increasing the same quantity in both numerator and denominator
reduces
the number becomes smaller. Okay. K obviously, remember, is always taking to be positive. Yeah. Yeah. If we are decreasing the same quantity in both numerator and denominator, number becomes bigger. Clean with this?
Yes.
Understood? Okay.
Yes.
Last but not the least thing. Okay. Some popular fractions, you should know their values.
Okay.
Okay. For example, we already know 1 by 2 is 50% या 0.5.
Yeah.
ठीक है. तो 1 by 2 के जितने वेरिएशंस है सब आपको जनरली याद रहना ही चाहिए.
Okay.
जैसे उस दिन हम लोगों ने क्लास में भी किया था. 1 by 4, 0.25, 1 by 8, 0.25. ठीक है. यहाँ तक तो you should know. ठीक है. यहाँ तक you should know. 1 by 3.
0.33.
Perfect. ठीक है. So, by any chance will you be able to calculate 1 by 6?
Half.
इसका half.
इसका half हो जाएगा.
0.166. 0.167. What do you call it? ठीक है. 1 by 5.
0.17. नहीं.
सिंपल कैलकुलेशन कीजिए ना. मनी मन अगर याद ना हो तो ऐसे सोचिए. 1 को 5 से डिवाइड करना है. तो 5, 1, पॉइंट मारिए 10, 2.
0.2.
ठीक है. 1 by 5, 1 by 6, 1 by 7 थोड़ा सा याद कर लीजिएगा, बहुत काम आता है. ठीक है. हमारे कैलकुलेशन फास्ट हो जाएंगे. 14.28% है तो इजी टू रिमेम्बर. 7 का डबल 14, 14 का डबल 28.
ओके. पॉइंट
0.14 याद रखो आप, चलेगा.
ओके.
0.14, 0.143 समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है. 1 by 8 हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. 1 by 9 is 0.11. ठीक है. 1 by 10 0.1. ठीक है. 1 by 11 तक मैं चाहता हूं आप याद रखो. 0.0909.
ओके.
ठीक है. यहां तक अगर आप याद रखोगे तो हमारे बहुत सारे काम हो जाते.
ओके. डन.
ठीक है. ऑलराइट.
यस.
Question should take a minute to get the answer.
Last one, last option.
Sure.
Sorry?
Sure.
Yeah, like I don't know मतलब मेरे को I've got 13/24 and 3 this thing, so मैंने add किया था by to get the numerator as 24.
Are you saying this one is the correct answer?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me why that cannot be.
Why that cannot be the correct?
I want you to challenge on that. I'm already telling you this cannot be the correct answer. Couldn't figure out?
No.
Okay. I'll tell you the easiest possible thing, and that is exactly where our study starts today.
Okay.
Till now we were teaching theory, but if you remember, I had said there is huge amount of time will be spent on knowing how to answer the questions. Okay. A quick glance should tell you, right? So what the difference is, the moment I gave the question, you started solving it.
Correct.
Why don't you stare at that question for some time?
Okay.
Just stare. Just look at it. Okay, you need to fall in love with that question. Only then the question falls in love with you. Okay, a quick stare should have told you that this is the only number which is greater than half.
Yes.
So therefore, this will be the highest for sure.
Yes.
So how can B be the answer here?
Yeah. Correct. So it can be one.
So first thing first is I will shortlist this.
Yes.
Okay, because the only option, only number here which is greater than half. Let's say everything is less than half.
Okay.
17 ka half is 8.5. 11 ka half is 5.5. 7 ka half is 3.5. 15 का half is 7.5. Right? तो बाकी सारे number half से छोटा है. E is the only number जहाँ पे 24 का half is 12. The numerator is 13 and therefore is definitely greater than half. Therefore तो ये तो check ही नहीं करना. ठीक है? We'll start by shortlisting some answers.
Okay.
ठीक है? And therefore E is definitely the highest number. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the second thing that I need to check is two of the options start with A, then B. The other one is B, C, A, B, E. Okay. So why not compare A and B first?
Yes.
right? Let's just compare A and B first and to understand which one is bigger. Okay, if A is smaller, B is bigger, then half of my job is again solved.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just compare A and B. Okay, we just now learned that 1 by 7 was 0.14.
4.
So this is approximately 0.28.
Yes.
If it was 4 by 16, it would have been 0.15.
Yes.
Because it is 4 by 15, it will be slightly more than 0.25.
Yeah.
4 by 16 is 1 by 4. It would have been 0.25. Are you with me?
Yes.
Because it is 4 by 15, it will be slightly more than 0.25.
Okay.
So we can easily say it will be like 0.26.
Yes.
And therefore, A is definitely smaller than B.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So therefore, again, this is gone.
Yes.
I hope I'm clear.
Yes.
Okay. So we are now left with either this or this. Okay. Now in this, the only difference is,
Yes. C and D. So we can just see C and D then.
right, quickly tell me.
5 by 11. 1 by 11 was 0.99.
अरे think उतना टेंशन नहीं लेना है. ठीक है. This is slightly less than half.
Yes.
This is slightly more than 1/3.
Yeah.
ये 50% के पास है. Almost 0.5. This is close to 0.33. Don't you agree? 6 by 18 होता, ये 0.33 होता. तो 6 by 17 होके कौन सा 3 मार लेगा? 0.34 होगा, 0.35 होगा. राइट? ये वैल्यू 5.5 by 11 होता तो 50% होता. 0.5 होता. तो 5 by 11 कौन सा 3 मार लेगा? 0.45 होगा.
Correct. Yeah.
And therefore C is definitely greater than D.
Okay.
And therefore this is my answer. Okay, so not everything needs to be calculated.
Okay.
Simple observations and calculation should give you the answer. This is greater than 0.5. This is almost 0.33. This is almost 0.5. This is almost 0.28. This is almost 0.25. Right? Okay, so one thing that we need to learn is this approximation part as well. Not everything needs to be calculated.
Got it. Yes.
Okay, plain simple observation करना सीखिए, answer shortlist करना सीखिए. ठीक है, this is where we will spend the highest amount of time. Don't rush in to get an answer.
Okay.
Take your time. ठीक है, speed will come not in one night, not overnight.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to build that. But if you don't work on that at all, answer speed will not come. Right now, I want you to get the answers, but think slightly out of the box.
Got it. Yes.
Clear? Yeah. All right. We already know about what are negative integers, what are positive integers. Okay. Let's spend some time on what happens when we are multiplying, adding negatives, positives, and so on. Okay. When two negatives are multiplied, we always get
Positive.
okay. When two positives are multiplied,
Positive.
okay. And therefore, the first thing about the game is when two negative numbers are actually multiplied, we get positive. When two positives are multiplied, we also get positive, which is perfectly why a square number can never be negative. Because if I multiply -2 with -2, it should give me 4. If I multiply 2 into 2, it should give me 4. which is precisely why square root of minus 4 does not exist.
Yes.
And we had said that it is an even number. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that, but just
Yes.
reminding ourselves. Okay. So, two negatives multiplied, we get positive. Two positives multiplied, we get positive. We get negative only when there is one negative and one positive. Okay, we get negative result. Okay, this is true for all real numbers, including fractions, integers, etc. Okay, please remember 0 does not come under the purview of either positive or negative. Okay, so now tell me, if I multiply 7 negative numbers, what will be my result?
Answer will be negative.
Perfect. Okay, because 6 would have made it positive, right? The 7th one would have made it negative. Okay, if I say A into B into C is negative,
One number is negative.
C also can be negative.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so be very careful.
Yes.
Okay, this
Yes.
is the type of data sufficiency question that will come. Okay, only thing I know is that it is not possible for all the three to be positive.
Yes. Correct.
Can be 2 positive, 1 negative,
Or all three negative.
or all 3 negative. Okay, it is not possible to have 3 positive numbers here.
Yeah.
Neither is it possible to have 2 negative, 1 positive. I hope I'm clear. Understood the story?
Yes.
Right? So if I do ulta, okay, if I say there are a certain number of numbers, okay, n numbers, okay, there are n numbers, multiplication of whom is negative.
Okay.
Okay, how many of these n numbers are negative? क्या क्या आप निकाल सकते हो आप?
All can be negative. नहीं, n numbers अच्छा वैसे.
n बोला है.
n बोला है, हाँ. Multiplication is.
तो हमेशा 2 केस बना दीजिए.
हाँ.
जब भी ऐसे कोई केसेस आए या कुछ समझ में ना आए,
एक नेगेटिव होगा.
देखिए बहुत सिंपल सी बात है.
हाँ.
अगर n एक इवन नंबर हुआ,
हाँ.
ठीक है, तो आधे आधे हुए होंगे. ठीक है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अब ये थोड़ा सा डेंजरस केसेस है. ठीक है, अगर इवन में भी 2 टाइप के केसेस है, मतलब मैं आपको खाली बाइफरकेशन दिखा रहा हूँ कि कहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में दिक्कत हो सकती है. ठीक है. अगर n इवन होके 8 नंबर है, if the value of n is 8, then it is possible that 1 negative, 7 positive, ठीक है, 3 negative, 5 positive, 5 negative, 3 positive, ठीक है, and 7 negative, 1 positive.
Yes.
ठीक है. अगर ये 6 नंबर हुए, it is possible to have 1 negative, 5 positive, 3 negative, 3 positive, 5 negative, 1 positive.
3 negative, 3 positive. हाँ, correct. हाँ.
3 negative, 3 positive हो जाएगा.
हाँ, हो जाएगा. Yes.
कहने का मतलब ये, the only thing that I can say is total number of negative numbers must have been odd.
Odd.
Irrespective of whether n is even or odd, n 7 नंबर हुए, उसमें से नेगेटिव नंबर 1
Odd.
या 3 या 5 या 7 हो सकता है.
Yes.
नेगेटिव नंबर कभी इवन नहीं हो सकते, क्योंकि अगर नेगेटिव नंबर इवन होते तो उनका मल्टीप्लिकेशन पॉजिटिव हो जाता, एंड दैट वुड हैव क्रिएटेड द प्रॉब्लम.
Correct. Yes.
इज इट क्लियर? तो रिजल्ट को नेगेटिव रखने के लिए
Odd numbers.
नेगेटिव नंबर्स ऑड होने चाहिए.
Odd.
इज इट क्लियर? रिजल्ट को पॉजिटिव रखने के लिए इधर तो सारे पॉजिटिव हो या even number of negative numbers. Am I clear?
Yes.
Understood with this trick?
Yes.
Try it out.
Statement 2 is sufficient to answer that it is not positive. मतलब ठीक है, so statement 2 is
Sufficient to answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay. So fantastic. Good. पहली बार आपने correct करा. So this is congratulations. First time you have done it first time correct. Yes, you are right. The first statement is not sufficient to answer the question. Okay. Because I don't know what is the meaning of half.
Half, yeah, exactly.
Right? अगर उसमें 14 elements थे, 14 integers थे, तो half would have been 7. अगर उसमें 16 integers है, तो half would have been 8. So therefore, since I don't know whether the half is landing up to an even number or an odd number, the first statement is not sufficient to answer the question.
Yes.
Okay. The second statement is sufficient to answer the question because it says 7 negative integers. अब भले जितने positive integers हो, लाखों हो, करोड़ों हो, but if there are 7 negative integers, the result is bound to be negative. Is that clear? So another very important thing to learn in this question. पहली बात तो ये कि statement 2 alone is sufficient, 1 alone is not. Perfect. Another thing important to learn in this is, if your data sufficiency question is asking for a yes or a no, the question is not what is the value of X.
Yes.
Right? They are not asking or expecting an answer in a quantitative manner.
Correct.
Asking for a qualitative opinion. Okay? If you get an no, that is also getting an answer.
Okay. Yes. Got it.
They are asking, is the product of all the elements in set S positive? For the second statement, you got a no.
Yes.
That is sufficient to get the answer.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah,
clear?
I was confused that it might be not sufficient because the answer is not giving a positive, but still it is giving an answer. So I said statement 2 is giving an answer.
Perfect. Good one. Perfect. Please understand that there is a difference between what is your name and is your name Tithi. If I am asking what is your name, then I am actually wanting to know your specific name.
Yes.
Right? So whether it is Tithi, whether it is Aishwarya, whether it is Kajal, you'll have to give me that answer. I want a name. But when I ask you, is your name Tithi? I'm not wanting to know your name. I want to know a yes
No.
or a no. And even if you say no, I have got my answer.
Yes.
Maybe I am not interested to know your name. Is it clear? So here in this question, they are not really interested to know how many elements are positive, how many elements are negative. They are interested to know, is the product positive? The second statement says, no, it is not positive. That is getting an answer.
But
Clear? So yes, statement 2 alone is sufficient to get the answer, because if there are 7 negative integers, then however number of positive integers are there in the set, it does not really matter. The total number of the product will be a negative. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Coming to another type of numbers, that is rational numbers and irrational numbers. Okay, let's understand what are rational numbers and irrational numbers. Rational numbers are those numbers which can be expressed as a fraction where P and Q both should be integers.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say if I have got a number like 0.3. Now you don't have to, but can it be written as
Fraction. Yes.
by Q? Yeah,
Yeah.
3 by 10. The idea is can be, okay? जरूरी नहीं है कि हमेशा लिखना पड़ेगा. But can it be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers? The answer is yes. We will call them rational numbers.
Okay.
Okay, and that is why is 2 a rational number?
Yes.
Yes, because it can be expressed in the form 2 by 1
Yes.
or 4 by 2. जो मर्जी लिखना है लिखो. But since it can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers,
It is a rational number.
right? Please always remember Q should not be equal to 0.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Now here one thing again very important. Keep that in mind. The moment we are talking about real numbers, okay, where the world stops. Okay. One is square root of negative numbers don't exist. The world stops here. The other is division by 0.
Yes.
ये दोनों जगह में रियल नंबर बंद हो जाता है. ठीक है. इनफैक्ट डिविजन बाय 0 का कोई आंसर नहीं है. Maths is silent on division by 0. It does not even say it is wrong. It does not even say it is imaginary. It just says I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. It is said to be undefined. ठीक है. तो ये चीज हमेशा याद रखिएगा किसी भी क्वेश्चन में. If there is a chance that the denominator is becoming equal to 0, the question can become undefined.
Okay.
ठीक है. We will see such questions as we come. ठीक है, जब हम लोग थोड़ा सा हायर मैथ्स टाइप का करेंगे. But yeah, these are the two areas where we don't venture. Square root of negative numbers does not exist. We will say नहीं आ रहा है आंसर. ठीक है. The other one is division by 0. Division by 0 पे हम लोग नहीं घुसेंगे because division by 0 in real numbers is undefined. Okay.
Yes.
Therefore, what are irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. Okay. So therefore, let's also understand why some numbers cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. Okay. And why they are called irrational. ठीक है. Rational, irrational क्या होता है? Let's teach some vocab. What do you call a rational person?
Sensible person.
Sensible person. Right? Somebody who keeps his words. Somebody who has a pattern. Somebody who does a logical thing. Right? Who is an irrational person?
Non-logical, insensible type person.
Non-logical, insensible, random. Right? Not stopping, no pattern. Right? No consistency.
Correct.
Okay? Exactly the same property exists in numbers. Okay? Rational numbers are of two types. एक 2 बंद हो गया 3.2 उसके बाद और कुछ नहीं है. So they are terminating.
हाँ.
Terminating मतलब terminate हो गया, खत्म हो गया है. 3.2 end है. उसके बाद तुम 0 लगाते जाओ कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. 3.2000000 is basically 3.2, so it does not matter.
Correct.
ठीक है. So it is a rational number. जितना बोलना था बोल के चुप हो गया है. ठीक है. ना कम बोल रहा है ना ज्यादा बोल रहा है. जितना उसको एक्सप्रेस करना था उतना एक्सप्रेस करके it has stopped. Terminating decimal. Similarly 2. टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल, ठीक है. 2.756 थोड़ा लंबा बोला है,
टर्मिनेटिंग है,
टर्मिनेटिंग है, चुप हो गया, ठीक है. ऑल सच नंबर्स आर रैशनल नंबर्स, ठीक है. ऑल सच नंबर्स आर रैशनल नंबर्स.
गॉट इट.
However, if a number does not terminate but continues with a pattern,
Yes.
they also should be called rational numbers. For example, let's say we are talking about 2.71717171 and so on. अब ये खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, इस कारण से खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, रोक नहीं पा रहा है अपने आप को, लेकिन जो भी बोल रहा है वो रिपीटेडली बोल रहा है, उसका एक पैटर्न है, वो रैंडमली नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है. भले ही वो बंद नहीं कर पा रहा है किसी कारण से, और क्यों ऐसा होता है हम लोग अभी देखेंगे, ठीक है. बट ये नंबर्स जो है दे आर नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग बट रिपीटिंग. Such numbers are also rational numbers. Okay. So rational numbers are of two types. One is terminating decimal. The other one is
Fitting with pattern.
non-terminating. But recurring or repeating. ठीक है. और हम लोग इसके बारे में भी बात करेंगे, ठीक है. बोथ ऑफ देम प्लीज रिमेंबर आर रैशनल नंबर्स, ठीक है. इरैशनल नंबर्स आर दोज नंबर्स जिनका कोई माई बाप नहीं है और खत्म भी नहीं हो, ठीक है. दे आर नॉन रिपीटिंग, एंडलेस, ना तो खत्म हो रहे, ना कोई पैटर्न फॉलो कर.
ओके.
ठीक है. सो समथिंग लाइक 3.14769261 कुछ भी आ रहा है, रैंडमली आए जा रहे हैं, बट खत्म भी नहीं हो रहे.
गॉट इट. हाँ.
ठीक है. सो इफ अ नंबर इज नीदर टर्मिनेटिंग nor recurring, we will call them irrational numbers. सब समझ सकते हो उसको irrational number क्यों बोल रहे हैं. And you now will understand how this etymologies, these names came into being. Each one of them have their stories.
Okay.
Okay. I am calling them irrational simply because they are random. There is no end. There is a randomness going on. Numbers आए जा रहे हैं. This interestingly is the value of pi. Okay. आए जा रहा है, खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है. लेकिन पैटर्न भी नहीं है. अब खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, लेकिन कम से कम एक पैटर्न है, तो हम लोग मान सकते हैं. ठीक है. बट अगर खत्म भी नहीं हो रहा है, पैटर्न भी नहीं है, कुछ भी चल रहा है, समथिंग लाइक इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स. अब इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स में आप सोचो, अब चल रहा है, खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, चलेगा, 2034 में आएंगे तो ठीक है, लेकिन एक पैटर्न है. तो चल रहा है, पीपल डोंट माइंड. But if every second year the coalition government falls and then new prime minister comes, then it again falls, then it again comes, then it does not happen.
Got it.
ठीक है. So consistency always helps. ठीक है. Whether you agree or disagree, right? Consistency always helps. ठीक है. ठीक है. So that is what is the important point about rational numbers or irrational numbers.
Good.
ठीक है. So just to again clarify, pi is a irrational number. pi का वैल्यू neither terminating nor repeating है. तो हम तो 22/7 ले लेते हैं या 3.14 ले लेते हैं. These are not exact values of pi. These are only approximate values of pi. ये बचपन में आपको कैलकुलेशन आसान करने के लिए 22/7 लेते थे, और सर्कल का रेडियस हमेशा 7 या 14 या 21 हुआ करता था, ताकि आप इसको 7 से काट.
Yes.
But otherwise, these are not. Please always remember, these are not exact values of pi. Pi is an irrational number. Okay, similarly, square root of non-perfect squares, square root of 3, square root of 5, not square root of 4. square root of 4 तो rational हो गया, 2 हो गया, ठीक है. square root of 3, square root of 5, these are all irrational numbers. Similarly, अगर आप क्यूब रूट निकालते हो, क्यूब रूट ऑफ 8 नहीं, क्यूब रूट ऑफ 8 is 2, which is rational. बट क्यूब रूट अगर आप परफेक्ट क्यूब नहीं लिया, मान लीजिए क्यूब रूट ऑफ 7 लेते हो या क्यूब रूट ऑफ 26 लेते हो, then they are all irrational numbers. ठीक है, we will talk about them in soon, but just to explain, ठीक है, these are all irrational numbers, and therefore let's clarify. देखिए, अगर टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल है, मान लीजिए 0.2, तो इसको p by q फॉर्म में लिखने तो आसान है, consensical 32/100 हो जाएगा, ठीक है. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अगर आपको ऐसा दे बाई चांस, तो हमेशा याद रखिएगा, द बेस्ट पॉसिबल थिंग टू डू is always after converting this to fraction, always reduce it to lowest term.
Okay, got it.
ठीक है, तो हम लोग इसको 4 से डिवाइड कर देंगे 8/25. ठीक है, बट या द ट्रूथ ऑफ लाइफ इज इफ इट इज टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल, चाहे वो कहीं पे भी जाके टर्मिनेटिंग हो, मान लीजिए मैं बोलता हूँ 2.7391, तुम बोलोगे उसमें क्या है, 27391 डिवाइड बाय 10 to the power 4, 0 लगा देंगे, उसमें क्या है. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes.
So converting a terminating decimal is easy. Let's understand if it is a non-terminating decimal, then how do we convert in a p by q form? This is a very important aspect. Understand it. मान लीजिए नंबर 0.333333 या 0.3232 है, या कुछ देर तक तो रिपीट नहीं किया, फिर उसके बाद रिपीटेशन चालू हो गया. इनको लिखते कैसे हैं पहले समझ लेते हैं. ठीक है, जो आपके क्वेश्चन में आएंगे वो क्वेश्चन में ऐसा लिखा आएगा, आइदर 0.3 डॉट या 0.3 कैप.
ओके,
इसका मतलब वो रिपीट कर रहा है. ठीक है, सिमिलरली ये लिखा आएगा 0.32 के ऊपर कैप, ये लिखा आएगा 0.32 15 के ऊपर कैप. ठीक है, ऐसे मेंशन रहेगा आपके क्वेश्चन में. इसको जिसको ऊपर कैप लगा रहता है वो ही पोर्शन रिपीट कर. ठीक है, अच्छा, कैसे इनको हम लोग p by q फॉर्म में लिखे. ठीक है, पहले मैं आपको प्रोसेस समझा देता हूँ, उसके बाद शॉर्टकट बता दूं.
ओके,
ठीक है. सो द आइडिया इज टू मेक इट टू एन इंटीजर 1 by इंटीजर 2. हमें तो p by q फॉर्म चाहिए ना, where p and q are integers, q not equal to 0. So somehow I have to bring it to integer 1 ऊपर, integer 2 नीचे. और याद रखिएगा इंटीजर्स में डेसिमल पार्ट नहीं है. इज इट क्लियर? अगर आपको याद हो, हम लोग कह रहे हैं 1 2 3 4 5 -1 -2 -3 -4.
यस.
सो हमें किसी तरह यहाँ पे जो डेसिमल के बाद का जो नंबर्स है उसको इलिमिनेट करना, तभी हमारे पास इंटीजर 1 by इंटीजर 2 टाइप का सिचुएशन आए. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, हम लोग मैं दिला रहा हूं, आप लोगों ने किया ही होगा, बट जस्ट राइट. ऐसे लिखते थे x, 10 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते थे, तो ये 3.3333 टाइप का हो जाता है. Now if I subtract one from the other, then this decimal का बाद वाला portion goes, वो तो माइनस हो जाता है. So I get 9x is equal to 3, and therefore x becomes equal to 3 by 9, which is an integer 1 by integer 2 form, and therefore x becomes equal to 1 by 3. Clear है?
Yes.
हमें किसी भी तरह इस डेसिमल पॉइंट्स को एलिमिनेट करना है.
Yes.
अगर आप डेसिमल पॉइंट को एलिमिनेट कर पाते हो तो आपका इंटीजर 1 by इंटीजर 2 आ जाएगा. ठीक है, लेट्स लुक एट दिस. ओके, If I take this to be x, अब एक चीज समझिए, इसमें 10 मल्टीप्लाई करके फायदा नहीं।
हाँ,
तो 10 मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो 3.2 आएगा,
हाँ,
तो सब्ट्रैक्ट फिर होगा नहीं।
हाँ,
इससे मल्टीप्लाई करूं,
1 point,
याद रखिएगा किसी तरह मुझे डेसिमल पॉइंट को हटाना है।
0.32 तो आंसर से मल्टीप्लाई तो मतलब
तो 0.32 को 32 तक ले जाना है,
हाँ।
बेसिकली मीन्स हम लोग इस बार 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे।
हाँ,
100 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो इस बार क्या हो जाएगा, 32.323232।
got it, yes,
Subtracting one from the other,
99, 32. Yes, it is.
so at least for the first two, अगर डेसिमल के बाद कुछ पोर्शन रिपीट कर रहा है,
Four subtract करना।
जितने डिजिट रिपीट कर रहा है नीचे उतने 9 लगा दीजिएगा। तो यहाँ पे एक डिजिट रिपीट कर रहा है 3, नीचे लगा दीजिए एक 9। यहाँ पे 2 डिजिट रिपीट कर रहा है 32, नीचे लगा दीजिए 2 9।
Okay.
अगर 0.351 ऐसा है तो इसको कन्वर्ट करना है 351/999। इज इट क्लियर? अगर ये प्लेन एंड सिंपल रिपीटेशन है तो ठीक है, कन्वर्टिंग देम इज इजी, बिकॉज हमें बेसिकली वो डेसिमल पोर्शन को हटाना है, तो उधर तक उसको लेके जाना है, एंड देन यू शुड बी एबल टू कन्वर्ट इट। क्लियर?
Yes.
अंडरस्टूड?
Yes.
ये वाला थोड़ा दिक्कत है,
हाँ,
ठीक है, इसको थोड़ा लिख लेते हैं। देखो
0.31515।
अब इसको मैंने अगर 100x भी करा तब भी हमारा सिचुएशन बहुत ज्यादा हेल्पफुल नहीं हुआ,
नहीं होगा, डेसिमल तो रहेगा ही।
डेसिमल तो रहेगा ही। इसको और धक्का देते हैं,
हाँ,
एक काम करते हैं, इसको 10,000 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं।
हाँ,
अब क्या होगा, 3215.15151।
yes.
अब इससे इसको माइनस करते हैं।
अच्छा, 100 को भी करना ही पड़ेगा आप बोल रहे हो?
हाँ
ओके, दो बार दो अलग मल्टीप्लिकेशन होंगे।
जी, तो 10,000 से 100 को माइनस करेंगे तो 9,900x आएगा, which looks like 3215 minus 32। तो again integer 1 by integer 2 form आ गया, and I will get it converted to p by q।
ओके,
Clear? Understood?
yes.
तो सिंपल अगेन ट्रिक दिखा रहा हूँ।
हाँ,
अब आपको ज्यादा याद रखने का जरूरत नहीं है।
हाँ,
अगर ये है तो एक ही डिजिट रिपीट, एक 9।
ये
अगर ये है तो 2 डिजिट रिपीट, 2 9। अगर ऐसा है, अगर ऐसा है तो पूरा नंबर से
फर्स्ट दो नंबर माइनस कर।
जो रिपीट नहीं हो रहा है उसको माइनस कर दीजिएगा।
हाँ।
नीचे उतने 9 जितने रिपीटिंग, उतने जीरोस जितने नॉन रिपीटिंग।
ओके,
याद रहेगा?
यस।
इजी? क्लियर?
यस।
ठीक है, ट्राई।
एंड इसमें पॉजिटिव तो सारे ही होंगे ना, बिकॉज लाइक द नंबर इज ऑल्सो पॉजिटिव एंड द ऑप्शन ऑल्सो पॉजिटिव. इंटीजर चाहिए उनको. ओके, मतलब दे नीड अ रैशनल नंबर चाहिए कि वो नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. पॉजिटिव इंटीजर चाहिए सिर्फ.
सोच के बताइए.
$19.90 is the answer.
19? No. Can you tell me what will the number get converted to?
One AB upon 99.
So it will look like AB upon 99.
Yes.
तो AB upon 99 में क्या मल्टीप्लाई करने से
पॉजिटिव होगा?
पॉजिटिव इंटीजर होगा. पॉजिटिव तो है ही.
हाँ,
पॉजिटिव इंटीजर होगा. For example, let's say the number is 323232, right? तो therefore 32 by 99 बन गया. अब 32 by 99 इंटीजर तो है नहीं. इसमें क्या मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं ताकि ये इंटीजर बन जाए? कोई भी एक नंबर बताइए जिसको 32 by 99 से मल्टीप्लाई करने से इंटीजर बन जाए.
$1960.
Why do you say that?
Because it will like वो मल्टीप्लाई करके एक
चीज बताइए. I'll make your life simple, much simpler. 3 by 5 is a fraction.
हाँ.
What can I multiply here to make it an integer so that the result is an integer? For example, if I put 2 here, will it result in an integer?
Yes, 1 हो जाएगा.
How 6 by 5 बनेगा? इंटीजर कहाँ बना?
हाँ, नहीं होगा, सॉरी. या 6 by 5.
हाँ, तो 3 by 5 में क्या मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं ताकि रिजल्ट एक इंटीजर बने? 5 कर सकते हैं.
हाँ.
10 भी कर सकते हैं.
हाँ.
15 भी कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, मतलब 5 का. हाँ.
Good. You have got the trend. So now tell me. 32
99 का एक वो आएगा. 99 का मल्टीपल होगा वो.
तो कौन सा है? $99 का डबल कितना है?
1980.
हाँ, समझ आया?
Yeah.
Is logic understood?
Yes.
Is the concept clear?
Yes.
ठीक है. Such type of questions, such analytical questions will come.
Okay.
Okay, this type of questions will definitely come in the exam. Please remember, GMAT is all about applications.
Okay.
So therefore, AB by 99 करने के बाद पिक्चर खत्म नहीं होगा. AB by 99 करने के बाद आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि उसका एप्लीकेशन क्या है.
कैसा होगा? Yes.
Clear with this? Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now you have a choice. Do you want to stop or do you want to take it forward? आज 2 घंटा हो सकता है.
Anything is fine. चलेगा मेरे को.
So let's stretch it till 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Clear with this?
Yes.
Understood? Okay. ये थोड़ा सा टफ है, but I'm sure you'll be able to catch.
Each statement alone is sufficient.
तो बस सोच लो. This question is actually sum total of whatever you have learned till now. This is definitely a 80 plus level question.
Second statement.
Okay. I'll not tell you the answer, but you tell me why did you decide that second statement is the answer?
Oh.
It is asking, is X an integer?
हाँ.
The information that I have is simply X is an integer. Is X an integer?
X. Oh. X, so we'll have to decide. So that is.
Given that 3x is an integer, can I decide for sure that x will be an integer?
Okay, yeah.
This is given. Can I decide for sure that x will be an integer?
Both are not sufficient then. Because x cubed also is an integer is said, but x can also be something which is not an integer.
This is good understanding. Okay. Yeah. Please understand that x could have been that irrational number.
Yeah, but the cube is an integer.
X का value cube root of 26 हुआ, तो उसका cube कर देंगे, तो आंसर तो 26 ही आ जाएगा.
हाँ.
तो x इंटीजर हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है.
नहीं हो सकता है.
फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट से.
हाँ.
ठीक है. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट से
सेम ही होगा. सेम ही होगा सेकंड स्टेटमेंट में भी.
मुझे कोई एक x बताइए जहां पे 3x इंटीजर बन रहा है लेकिन x इंटीजर नहीं है. कॉमन सेंस के लिए बताइए. You are not incorrect. Let me give you that confidence. You are on the right track. Can you find me any x such that x is not an integer but 3x becomes an integer? अभी किया था हम लोग.
1/3 अगर लिया.
Good enough.
Yeah.
3 something हो रहा है. तो यहाँ पे अगर नीचे 3 आ जाता है तो अल्टीमेट.
Yeah.
Is it understood? Is it clear? So 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is not sufficient. What about together?
Cube is an integer. 3x is an integer. So you have to see x cubed is equals to 3x, right? Basically,
no. X cubed is equal to 3x. Only thing I know is that x cube is also an integer as well as 3x is also an
integer. Yeah.
Are both of them equal? We don't know. But what I know is that both these statements are simultaneously true, which means x cube भी एक इंटीजर है, 3x भी एक इंटीजर.
जिसके वजह से x एन इंटीजर हो मतलब x इज एन इंटीजर का आंसर मिलेगा ऐसे.
हाँ, मतलब अगर ये सच हुआ तो क्या x जरूरी है इंटीजर होना?
तो अगर both statements are there, then it is sufficient to answer कि x इंटीजर है.
कैसे?
क्योंकि वो जैसे हमने बोला 26 का क्यूब रूट अगर वो हुआ तो वो तो डेफिनेटली
तो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट ट्रू नहीं होगा.
हाँ, तो दोनों अगर हमारे पास है आंसर तो देन द x will become an integer.
So whenever you have to combine na, most of the time, especially in a opinion type of a question, ठीक है, जहाँ पे x का वैल्यू नहीं पूछ रहा है, x के बारे में कोई ओपिनियन पूछ रहा है, हमेशा क्या कीजिए, जो फर्स्ट वाला ऑप्शन है ना, दोनों फेल कर गया ना अभी, ये तो क्लियर है कि दोनों इंडिविजुअली आर नॉट सफिशिएंट टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. व्हेनेवर यू हैव सच ए सिनेरियो, पहले में शॉर्टलिस्ट कीजिए कि आंसर क्या क्या हो सकता था.
ओके, हाँ.
फॉर एग्जांपल, इन द फर्स्ट केस, why we said that this is not sufficient is because x could have been an integer, or x could have been an irrational number.
Yes.
Right? But in this case, x could not have been a fraction.
Right.
Because अगर x fraction होता, तो x cube integer नहीं हो पाता.
Correct.
अगर x का वैल्यू 1/3 होता, तो x cube integer नहीं हो पाता. Is it clear?
Yes.
X only could have been an integer or could have been an irrational number like root cube of 26. अगर 3x integer है, तो x could have been an integer or x could have been a fraction.
Fraction.
So it could have been a number like 3 or it could have been a fraction like 1/3.
Yes.
But it could not have been an irrational number. So now if both these statements are simultaneously true, only the common thing can be truth.
Integer, yes.
And therefore x has to be an integer. Is it clear? So whenever you have this opinion-based question, just shortlist कि पहले वाले में 2 केसेस क्या थे जिसके कारण आंसर नहीं आ रहा, दूसरे वाले में 2-3 केसेस क्या है जिसके कारण आंसर नहीं आ रहा. दोनों को कंबाइन करने के बाद अगर एक ही कॉमन चीज रह जाता है, इसका मतलब आंसर आ गया. अगर एक से ज्यादा चीज कॉमन रह जाता है, इसका मतलब आंसर नहीं आया.
तो फिर दोनों सफिशिएंट नहीं होगा.
करेक्ट. इज इट क्लियर?
यस.
अंडरस्टूड.